Hello, hi there, and glad to see you here, you lovely Tauruses, and thank you for joining me here again on my YouTube channel for your love reading for January 2017. Hi, I'm Bella, and how I work with my spirit guides. So it's my spirit guides giving you this kind of general overview in terms of love and what's coming up for you. But I have to say, out of all the star signs I've read for, it feels very much that you are the most optimistic in starting your year, whether you're in a connection or not. And for those of you who are single, you're either just about to meet somebody, or you just have started talking to somebody, starting to consider dating somebody. So your world is your oyster at this moment. You're feeling very optimistic and you've got a skip in your step. And I would say that you have a right to feel that way, because I feel very much that you'll get your cake and eat it. You do start the year probably the most optimistic and the most happiest when it comes to love. I would say here that during December your world changed, but for the better for most of you, and that is going to continue. We're now in a number 1 year, a new 9-year cycle. It's super exciting, but it's a very foundation setting year. It's a very good year for setting really solid progress, good and the bad, but all towards, I would say, something solid as we move through this year for everybody, every star sign, but in different ways. So your world is started anew, it's a fresh, it's moving already in this month in the right direction. Anybody around you is going to be much more considerate. It's lighter. Anybody new you're meeting is lighter, is considerate, has got good intentions, and so do you. And you're basically being shown to me from moving away from this kind of maybe stale, stagnated time last year, where you probably was thinking, great, so my love life pretty much, was it there really, to it flipping itself on its head for you having probably one of the better years when it comes to love for you, and moving away into much more calming waters. For those of you who are single, you get lots of options. So like I said, you might be talking to somebody already. If you're not, you will be, and it feels like you've got more than one choice for some of you, like a kid in the candy shop kind of feeling. Bathe in it is all I can say. Do enjoy it. You are not going to be stuck, anymore, watching love sort of pass you by, or let's say if you're in a connection feeling that it's just, got grown some mold and you didn't know whether you wanted it or not, like it's been embiggered basically. I don't feel in this month there's a lot of you at all having to look at watching for any kind of dodginess, any kind of deception in a connection. Not at all. It's almost like you can rest easy, knowing that you can have the faith and trust in your own intuition when it comes to your choices, but also who you are connected to at this moment in time. Basically, you're shown to me as somebody that had patience, but it's paid off, but also that you're already starting to realize that you are the master of your own worlds, your own universe, that you can create success because actually you've been standing in a pool of water, basically. And I've said this before, knowing that you can have access to that water anytime you want, no matter where you move, there's always a water there for you. And this is how I want you to look at it when it comes to love. And basically, love is there anytime you want it, whether it's in new connections or in existing one. Family, home life seems really important. Again, closeness, togetherness, it is very foundation setting. So there are a lot of Tauruses this year that will go on to have engagements, that we're starting even more serious commitments. They'll be thinking about moving home, family, marriages, the whole lot, like setting those long-lasting, stable kind of connections. Super coming up. So for Tauruses this year, I would imagine there's quite a lot of engagements. For some, even in January, new year, new start, new beginning, whole world turning around, all of that. And I just get here really that you are able to offer nurturing in a really good way, in a very unconditional way, almost like a mother to a child, but in a way that you're able to just see the good in everything, because there is good, and not necessarily because you're trying to build a false illusion in your mind about somebody. I feel the significant person, if you have a significant long-lasting connection, just adores you, and it starts to be displayed in a way that you perhaps, for some of you, have really been waiting for to see. and haven't yet been able to see. That will change. That's super cool. I just get here that person, and for a lot of you, who it may also represent, those of you who are in connections with a water sign in particular, it is very much expressed through their words quite a lot. In fact, they're much more emotional towards you than probably ever before, for those who are in connections where they are a water sign. So I would say here that you have a very solid beginning, full of abundance, that I feel out of all the star signs really grows in a much better way than last year, where it pretty much for a lot of you stank or was stale. So I do hope that's helped those of you who are meant to see this. If you'd like to know more about my services, just look below, and or you can check my website out, which is bellathesecretpsychic.com, or you can join my Facebook page where I have weekly live tutorials on all things spiritual. So thank you very much for joining me here, and I do hope you have a marvellous and happy new year.